Welcome back. Well, the new update has dropped and well, let's see if those elementals are up to the task now. And well, straight talk to speed up things. Yeah, the elementals are now competitive with the physicals in any way, shape or form. Pretty much the balance has been restored in the game, meaning that this character that you see here as Lucia Alpha pretty much now has competition in the elemental range. What does that mean? Well, that means that elemental characters, some of them, are pretty much on the same level of performance as she is, so pretty much meaning that she now has a counterpart, and well, I'll be talking about that counterpart. From all the elementals that are currently present in the game, the one that has gotten the best buff so far, percentage-wise, is the Phoenix Watanabe, the new one that has been released, the new A rank actually that has been released in the last big patch, and that character did get quite a boost of 50% more DPS overall after the patch. So this character over here has the potential to be the rival for the S rank Lucian in terms of damage done after this patch, so I'll be testing that out once I have completed that character and once I have maxed out his gear and his level. And also, as Kalina also did get quite a good buff, she was kinda bugged. Her ultimate used not to hit the target, but now they have fixed her. Yicai, or I don't know what they call her in the game, supposedly had a thigh fix, pretty much, meaning that she's less thicker now. So overall, this patch does bring the balance back to its normality, and well, I'll be playing around with the not pain cage, with the war zone. Almost forgot what it was called. And well, let's see how do they pretty much compare one-on-one. So like I said, everything in this game is pretty much farmable, and my S Lucia is pretty much nearly maxed out. The only thing that I pretty much need on this character, besides getting good at playing her, is the weapon. The weapon is pretty much a lot more powerful. Her 6-star weapon is a lot more powerful than the 5-star weapon, meaning that I can get more performance out of her with that weapon. And after this, I'll be playing around with couple elementals just to see how they perform at their current level that I have at the disposal at this very moment, to see how much did they improve. And not to waste your time, I will say right now that the damage is there. If I had enough gear for my elementals, I would probably get around the same DPS that I have with Alpha, and that is a pretty good deal that the developers have given us. Like, now we have more options for DPS. You can choose to go elemental, you can choose to go physical, it depends up to you. You can even go like hybrid, you can go physical and elemental at the same time. Now that's not quite as effective as going full force on one side, but it is really good if you want to be creative with the builds. In some cases it can be better than a fully fledged DPS in terms of only using a single element in terms of using either physical or using either elemental. Some hybrids probably in the future will be able to use both to the max, just guessing. And overall, is Alpha dethroned from her spot as top tier DPS? Honestly speaking, I don't feel that happening. Pretty much what is happening is that other characters are going to be as equal of a good choice as Alpha. So that means if you have Alpha, for example, like me, and if your Alpha is, for example, let's say maxed out, she still will be performing really good. But other people who don't have Alpha will probably be having same or close to the same performance as alpha if they build their character properly, and that counts also for you if you have your character built properly. Even if if alpha isn't built properly, then she will not do her fullest potential of damage. That's what I have at least found out during my tests over here. So in any way, you pretty much have to be knowing what you're doing in order to utilize the character to its fullest potential. And now, the developers, since the elemental buff, we pretty much have more characters that are going to perform similar to alpha, just using elemental type of damage, which of course means that there's going to be a variety of damage options for Warzone, for pretty much Pain Cage, and for pretty much the overall game modes we have in this game, which is not a bad thing. Like I said, elementals were kinda underpowered compared to alpha. That was kinda obvious. That was really obvious, and I think the balance has been restored. Everything is working as it should. Now, like I said, my elementals, since I am primarily a physical, well, my pretty much main team is consisted of physical damage dealers, means that at this very moment I don't have the best equipped elementals. So the test that I'm about to do with the elementals here is pretty much at their current level, and I did play with them before with pretty much the same gear that I have at this moment, and well, we will see how they will perform. And like I said before, there is a good improvement. Phoenix has the best improvement so far, 50%, and he will be the next one for me to test out, like a full specific video just for Phoenix, and it's gonna be interesting to see how he will perform. Now here, one of my better built elementals. I have pretty much her equipment, her gear. It's just not leveled up yet, unfortunately, and well, we will see how she will perform at this very specific Warzone stage. Now, this Lucia, and I will say though, she is hot, alright. Even though she has that robo ass, she is definitely hot, and oh man, waifu material, just gonna say that. But back to topic over here. She got a 10% damage buff, and with this gear that I have leveled up, maxed out, she can be one of the highest damage dealing elemental characters in the game. But since my gear is not leveled up yet and not upgraded yet on this character, that damage potential will not be shown here, since, well, gear limitation does its thing, unfortunately, in my current case. But overall I can definitely say that she is doing a lot better than she was doing before in terms of overall damage, overall DPS, and well, I am pretty much happy with what the developers have done with the characters over here. And speaking of pretty much elementals, my current best equipped elemental is Lee. What was he called? Lee Ghostfire, I believe. I will not make the same mistake twice, calling him Matrix. He is pretty much my best elemental dealer so far, or equipped, like gear-wise, and we will see how he will perform. Now, I will say I'm kinda surprised on how he did perform. Like, I did make that video a couple days ago, and I was my honest experience was kinda mediocre. Like, it wasn't bad. I still had to get couple memories for him, and I still lacked weapon, but he did perform like mediocre. Lee now, after the update, is, well, a lot better. He did get a 10 to 15 to 30% damage buff, which is noticeable. Of course, it is definitely noticeable. Like, his overall playstyle is definitely easy and definitely feels a lot more rewarding than before because of that damage buff that he got. But of course, that's pretty much I'm still limited with gear. Like, I still have to get affixes, and I still have to get some things regarding the affixes. I pretty much have to match the correct affix in order to utilize his fullest potential. Same goes to Lucia Dawn. That's the A Lucia. She is excellent. I pretty much enjoy her playstyle, but like I said, I have to upgrade the gear. The gear that I have on her at this very moment is her signature gear, like it is the gear that you should go with the character, but the gear's level isn't that high, like it's still low grade, low level, and that bottlenecks my personal performance. But overall, the damage buff is definitely noticeable. It is definitely there, and with proper equipment, with proper leveled up equipment, she can be pretty much as lethal as Alpha, and that's a good thing. That means you have more of a variety on which character you can use. And as for example, Lee Ghostfire, well, I did kinda expect more. He is alright, like in the elemental range, in the elemental like overall DPS range. I expect him to be in the middle somewhere, in the middle, going towards the lower end, but it is still better. And of course, with the correct buffs and with the correct supports and gear, he can also be somewhat close to as Lucia's score. Like I said, somewhat. You will probably have to play that round excellently to get that score with that character, since honestly, since he is pretty much a single target damage dealer, that might be a problem for some people. And well, I say for some people, it depends from perspective to perspective. Now here you can see me playing him. Back a couple moments ago, I was playing still a Lucia because I had to retry that one time. I messed up. I will leave that there as a blooper. Maybe someone will find it funny. I don't know. So overall, he is a single target damage dealer, pretty much focusing on single targets mostly. He has that area of effect ultimate, which is okay. It is alright. I mean, it gets the job done, but it kinda still feels underwhelming. Graphically, it's definitely pretty, but somewhat damage-wise feels still kinda underwhelming, honestly. But overall, there is a good improvement in his elemental capabilities, and overall, signal matching bonuses and buffs are still there. So that's the pretty much biggest buff that he did get. And well, now I want to take a moment to talk about Phoenix. He had the best buff of all elementals so far, roughly a 50% damage increase on that character. Now, honestly speaking, I have no idea how did he perform before. I did play him pretty much during the story, during the couple of story missions that we had, and honestly speaking, he was good, but overall in stages like these, in Warzone Pain Cage, I haven't used him much, because he is still low, and people have told me, and I have seen people getting some ridiculous scores with him, even kind of surpassing my own as Lucia in score-wise in Warzone, so that's excellent. And well, you could see Lee getting 107,000, while my last Lucia got 153,000. So again, with my current gear on him, that's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn close, and that's definitely the buff doing its job. It's there. It's noticeable. It is significant for, like I said, for Phoenix. It is mostly significant. Now, like I said, I'll talk about Phoenix a little bit. He got roughly a 50% dark elemental damage increasement, which is excellent. Like I said, my honest opinion, and what I think that I will find out when I do that test, when I pretty much test out Phoenix, is that I'll be getting pretty much similar scores with Alpha, like pretty damn close or pretty similar, or even I might surpass Alpha with him. I have no idea, we will see, because that 50% Dark Elemental buff is... I mean, I have no idea how he did perform before, but I would guess that his performance was underwhelming, but so they decided to give him a major buff. And what I find good from the developers is they actually gave that character for free. You can still get that character for free if you play the event. You can get that character for free, and you get some of his memories for free as well. So overall, the developers did a fantastic job on that. I will be honest, like they gave potentially one of the best damage dealing characters in the game for free. You pretty much just had to play the event, and you even get gear for him. I think it was 6-star, so yikes, they gave 6-star for free, and that's a good move. I pretty much applaud to that. Alright, well, playing the second Warzone stage, or should I say second Warzone map. And here I did kinda struggle with this character, while I didn't struggle enough with S. Lucia, but that's due to his gear limitations, and like I said, my elementals aren't geared the best, and I still feel the buff kicking in. Pretty much, yeah, it's there, the buff is there, it's, like I said, significant, it gets the job done, and that was a big hit. Well, overall, it depends what you like. I know in other games elementals have the advantage. So far, up till this patch, in this game, physicals were considered significantly stronger, mostly because we have S. Lucia destroying everything in her path. And well, like I said before, this new patch brought balance to the force, and now literally this patch brought balance to the force, pretty much making the elementals as competitive as the physicals. So will be interesting to see where this goes. Pretty much what I want to say is we will see how this will affect the future structures, how this will affect the future, like overall, like I said before, if you have a geared out S. Lucia, you're pretty much not losing anything. She is still strong, she is still like excellent at doing her job. It's just that other people who don't have her will also be able to be really competitive with the elementals, since they're also made to be really strong now. And pretty much, like I said, that's balance. That's pretty much a balance. When you pretty much make both type dealers be similar in performance, you make them both to be competitive to one another, where the only difference is your own skill level that will determine the performance of your run, and not the overall power creep of the overall character, which other games didn't do properly, since other games have power creeps. And well, I will not say any names, I'm just gonna say that there are power creeps, like that's definitely a fact. Not in this game, like I said, this game at this very moment is pretty balanced. Physicals were stronger, now we are all the same here, but other games have problems with doing the things that this game does correct, and that is bring balance to the table. And overall, like you see here, Lee Ghostfire doing some serious damage to these enemies over here. Even though my gear is not as good as on S Lucia, I'm still able to do some pretty decent damage with this character over here, with pretty much using the same team that I use with S Lucia, even though I should use Nanami, but I'll use her next time. And speaking of Nanami, this patch pretty much fixed a couple of problems that we've had. Nanami's QT was familiar and was pretty common to miss the target. I know that was kind of weird, but it's fixed now. Like I mentioned before, as Kalenina's ultimate also was kind of missing the target, or it was kind of hard to aim with her, since she was really, you pretty much had to nail the enemy really good in order to be able to do any damage to him. And well, I think I have covered most of the stuff, and well, in a couple moments after I pretty much clear this floor with S Lucia and Lee Ghostfire, I will be comparing Ayla's thighs. Yeah, literally, I'm not even joking. I will compare her thighs. I'm not even like, you will see thighs up close. I guess this is some fan service as a thank you for your support. And well, of course, the developers have said that they will change to make Ayla more realistic. And well, we will see how much they nerfed her thickness. Overall, you'll be surprised. I don't know, some of you will be pleasantly surprised, some of you will not be, but I think most of us will be pleasantly surprised. And you're wondering, why would I be surprised if they nerfed something? Oh, you will see what I mean. All I'm gonna say, Kuro Games is, all of them are men of culture. I mean, they know what they're doing, and I think they're listening to us players. And okay, well, more of that when we actually reach that part, but now let me just say how, like, that mob, the one that's pretty much jumping on you, the main enemy in this floor, his attack used to miss our structures, and they actually fixed that. They made that mob pretty much hit on spot most of the time. And I didn't say that at first when I saw it, because I didn't want to get set on fire, and I didn't want to get crucified for telling the developers for a bug that pretty much made the game for us easier. But someone did. It wasn't me, alright? Just kidding, it wasn't me. It wasn't me who said it. It was pretty much a known issue. The developers have acknowledged that a while ago, so they fixed it in this patch. And well, I guess it's fair that they fixed it, but if they didn't fix it, well, I wouldn't even say it. I would be silent and, well, ouch, let's not die, you know. Like, these mobs are nasty. This floor is nasty. When you have 3 of these pop up, they can 1 or 2 shot you. Well, that was kinda a clumsy run with Lucia, but alright, it wasn't so bad. And yeah, 103, my record with Lucia, 111. Well, anyway, time for that thickness. Well, this is the part where I say prepare for some screenshots. I think I have some really good close-ups of the thighs, and might be some really good close-ups of those bazonkers over there. But anyway, let's see. Well, this is like actually before the patch. This is recorded like a day prior to the patch. And well, yeah, she looking pretty thick. I mean, those thighs, holy shit, those thighs are godlike. Like, Jesus Christ, this girl, I can already kind of imagine like grabbing that leg and actually feeling the thickness fulfill my hand. Oh man, this is gonna get age restricted now. Oh well, fuck it. Fan service is fan service. Well, take a good long look at those thighs, and well, these one also are looking pretty good. I like the dress over there, and overall this character overall looks really good. I will not lie, even though some of her physical aesthetic. Oh, well, that's my favorite costume, by the way. I will not lie, that's my favorite costume. If I ever get enough materials, I will get this costume, no joke. Okay, that ass looking good also. Those cheeks gonna get clapped real soon, I can definitely tell you that much. And alright, well, definitely good looking outfit though, good looking outfit. And the thighs, alright, keep note of the thighs. And the Zonker is looking good, alright, next outfit, alright, well, the one that we saw in the manga. And, oh man, well, take a good long look. And, is this, yeah, this is the final outfit, yeah, there we go, it is, alright. Well, you're about to see, this is still before the patch, right? I'm just giving you guys enough time to inspect everything that you can see. And honestly, I didn't mind her thickness that much. Again, it's art, and art is art. Again, art is art. And overall, if they change the character, as you will see, the changes are pretty much almost non-existent, honestly. They changed like couple small details over there. There we go, some thigh action. They changed some really small details. They didn't change it drastically. They did, however, reduce her thickness a slightly tiny bit. And yeah, this is the now we're looking at the after patch. Yeah, this is after patch that you're looking at, and as you can see, there is absolutely almost no difference whatsoever. The difference is minimal. The thickness is like almost the same. If I had a percentage scale, I would say reduced up maximum like 2, 3, 4%, and pretty much the rest is the same. There might be some changes in the costumes, that might be the trick of my eye though. Well, anyway, that would be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and well, I hope to see you next time. Take care.